Yo, what is going on, guys? And today we're going to be starting off a franchise mode in MLB 21 the show. And we want this to be a bit of a rebuild. Um, now, a team like the Royals are pretty interesting. Um, Maybe even Seattle, even though they've been playing pretty well in real life. Um, but I think I'm gonna go with Miami. They have a couple of guys who, you know, they're decent. They have some decent guys. Um, so as we start in, we're gonna start in the regular season, and we're just gonna take a look at the team. We're gonna put in 10,000 per home run, 2,500 per run, and 1,500 per hit. So we should be able to rack up a little bit of money in there. Um, let's see what all we're working with. So our starting rotation is okay. It's not the worst it's been, but it's still far away from good. So we have Pablo Lopez, Sandy Alcantara, Sixto Sanchez, Eliezer Hernandez, and Ross Detweiler, with Daniel Castano in the bullpen as like a long reliever. The bullpen isn't terrible. You got Dylan Floro, James Hoyt, Yimi Garcia, Adam Sember, John Curtis, and Richard Blyer, who has been performing out of his mind. Um, and then Anthony Bass is the closer. At catcher, Jorge Alfaro with Chad Wallach as the backup. First base is somewhere where I feel somewhat comfortable. Maybe not for very long, though, as Aguilar is 30. And Garrett Cooper as a right-handed bat right behind him. John Birdie and Isan Diaz round up the second baseman. I do like Birdie. He hit 258 last year. He's going to be our leadoff hitter, especially with that speed. Hopefully he can get on and hit around 250, 260. Brian Anderson, great defensively. The bat could use some work. He's around a 260 hitter in his days with Miami. So, um, and he showed that in 156 games he can hit 273. So, I'm hoping maybe he'll be able to do something. Jazz Chisholm is not far behind. Maybe after this year we can decide to move on from Miguel Rojas, or maybe even trade him at the deadline to a contender, um, leaving some space for Chisholm and Jose Devers. Um, in left field, Corey Dickerson, not terrible, but definitely not great. We have Tristan Pompey, great defensive outfielder in the wings. So hopefully we can get him to grow here pretty soon. In center field, a guy that will most likely be traded in real life, Starling Marte. Great all around. He can hit a little bit. He can field a little bit. He's just got everything you'd want in an outfielder. And then Adam Duvall, the home run hitting machine, will most likely be our four hitter, with JJ Bleday coming in. So let's take a look at our lineup, with Birdie. With Birdie in the leadoff spot, Rojas, Marte, Duvall, Dickerson, Ryan Anderson, Garrett Cooper, Jesus Aguilar, and then Jorge Alfaro. The only difference is with no DH, there's no room for Jesus Aguilar, which I want him to be starting. Let's move him up to 6, right behind Corey Dickerson. So here we go. And then our rotation. I'd like to get another guy at the bottom of the rotation, maybe, just to see, looking for a guy with some upside. George Juarez from the Dodgers would be a solid option at 29. See potential, but his overall is still better than Detweiler's. So we're gonna see what all we can get. Give up Santiago Chavez, one of our multitude of catchers in our system. They're pretty tight with money, so I'm going to have to be a little careful at what all I bring in, and I might even have to take on a larger contract so we can push this deal through. Let's see who all they have working with. A lot of top prospects. A lot of guys making a lot of money. So let's just see. Maybe a Mitch White. See if we can get some money there. I don't see much for Devin Harrison at 24 years old. He's a solid defensive option, but I don't think he'll be making the team anytime soon. And as we're looking for that last piece, we have riches, or amongst riches of outfield talent. So I'd be okay with giving up something here. Maybe not Connor Scott, because he can run a little bit, play a little defense. Let's see if we can take Chavez out and maybe put in Sandy. They can't take Sandy Leon's contract. Man, they really don't want to give up Jorge Juarez or George Juarez. We can give up Jose Devers, who right now for me is behind Jazz Chisholm. So I think I'm going to do this trade: Devin Harrison, Corey Bird, and Jose Devers for George Juarez and Mitch White. Get 2 pitching prospects, one that will immediately go into the starting rotation. I'm gonna look to trade Detweiler real quick, just to get him off the books. He's got a little bit of value. See if we can trade him for a nice reliever. Justin Wilson wouldn't be bad. A nice lefty option, but I don't think the Yankees want to waste their money with that. Oliver Drake, another good potential player. But I think I'm going to go for Jalen Beeks. He's had some time with the Rays. Only 19 innings last year, but you can see the year before he was a workhorse at 104 innings. ERA was okay. Nothing too good, but let's see if we can maybe throw in a lower end bullpen arm and see if they'll take it. Or maybe another catcher. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable making this deal with Detweiler and Brian Navarretto for Jalen Beeks. So we're making some slight improvements to the team, little by little, and we'll call Juarez up and move Castano down. Let's see. I need to take someone off the 40-man. Zach Pop, I'm sorry, buddy, but you are no longer on the 40-man as we need the room for Jalen Beeks. And we'll see who all we can call down from the big league squad. Maybe Sierra here. He's a solid defensive option and can run a little bit, but just not something we're ready for at the big league level. So let's take a look one more time. Our starting rotation would be Pablo Lopez, Sixto Sanchez, Sandy Alcantara, Eliezer Hernandez, and George Juarez. With our new addition of Jalen Beeks, I think our closer this year will be Yimi Garcia. I just think he's a solid option. Last year pitched great in 14 appearances. Granted, it was only 15 innings, but I think I'm willing to take my shot at this and see how he performs. So that'll be it for this video. If you want to come back and see more, episode 2 will be out shortly. This is the Marlins franchise on MLB 21 The Show. Have a great day.